In hot pursuit of dodgy car dealers, first on BBC One, Matt Allwright puts his foot down for rogue traders.
Dan, it is cars tonight. What is the main purpose of a car?
Get from A to B.
Exactly. Unfortunately, some of the cars we're going to see tonight aren't even fit for that purpose.
That would really wind me up.
You and him both.
Come on with you! I put oil in your water, I feed you, what's wrong with you? Got your work for simple. Now what? Who the hell is a motorbike there, for God's sake? Oh, God, no! This is all your fault. This is all your fault. You, Chow! Hey!
No.
I know it's a copyright issue, don't ask. No, you see, that is why I've switched to decaf.
You're gonna get it! That's your fault!
Tonight on Rogue Traders, let's play Cowboys and Engines. We go from top gear to top fear as we find the cars for sale that aren't fit for the road.
It's far too dangerous. I wouldn't drive at 100 yards.
And the hire car so rusty it's only fit for scrap. So we crush it up and take it back. I try out my new disguise. No, not that one. This one, look. It's Jimmy the Slavonic mechanic. That's all in the next half hour. Hey, petrol heads. It's never been a better time to get mobile. If you don't mind pound a litre petrol, congestion charge and speeding and parking fines. Cars themselves are super cheap. But buyer beware. Last year there were more complaints about used cars bought from independent dealers than any other subject.
Wow. I'd love a car. They're all so shiny and square. Look at it.
Yeah, but Dan, if you scratch beneath the surface sometimes...
Hey, what's that?
Abbey Manor Cars, over 100 cars and vans from £200 to £1,200.
Sounds good.
If only. There's a man in Dorset we need to meet. Come on.
The man is Larry Chapman. Last year he got a motor from Abbey Manor Cars in Yeovil and set up an agreement to pay it off monthly. But he had trouble from day one.
Hello, Larry.
Hello. What were the problems when you bought the car?
First thing was my lights. When I dip the lights, it would go back on the main beam very quickly. So the Somerset police pulled me in. I said I'll get it fixed. Then the driver's window kept on falling down. The steering was a bit iffy. It was any amount of faults. Basically a heap on wheels.
And what was their attitude like?
Anything but helpful. They basically always make an excuse. Either the mechanic was sick or he was in Spain or they couldn't do it at the moment. They were waiting for bits. But never help for anything but, you know.
The final straw came when the car wouldn't start. Eventually Abbey Manor came and towed it away. A few days later, they said it was fixed and ready to collect. What kind of condition was it in?
Well, they basically gutted it out. The boot was open, all the doors were open, and the glove compartment was open. They or someone had stolen everything that was in the boot, all my tools, and they just couldn't care less, didn't want to know.
Larry never got his car back, and he's £1,000 out of pocket. That doesn't seem right, does it?
Right.
You take that, that's for the duck.
Thank you.
I'm going to go up and see him.
Give him my regards.
Cheers, we'll do. Time to find an undercover agent to infiltrate Abbey Manor Cars. We need someone who knows his way around a spanner. And I know just the man for the job. Martin Woodhouse is an independent mechanic with 34 years' experience. He knows his pistons from his ball joints. But if he's going undercover, he needs a disguise.
Amazing. His own wife wouldn't recognise him.
Hello, Martin.
Hello, Wendy.
Yeah, but, I mean, she won't be there, will she? In a slightly less extreme outfit, Martin and his expert eye are off to Abbey Manor Cars in Yeovil to see if they're still selling dodgy motors. He'll be playing the role of a Cockney geezer who knows zilch about cars.
What do you reckon of this one? Think we should have a look under the bonnet? What a state. I'm liking this one.
This is BAFTA material. Martin spots a car he suspects is riddled with problems and goes to strike a deal.
500?
Yeah, I'll do it.
Yeah, 500. Alright.
Alright.
Yeah, alright.
For £500, Martin's got himself a Ford Mondeo.
You know, Dan, it's a very interesting cultural point that this car should be called Mondeo because, of course, in Japanese, Mondai means problem.
Smart eyes.
Thank you. Now, on the surface, it looks all right, but we're not taking any chances, so we're transporting the car over to Martin's place so he can give it a thorough going over. OK, the car might be cheap, but it's still the seller's responsibility to make sure it's safe and roadworthy. If it isn't, then the seller could be prosecuted. It's not looking good from the start.
Martin Woodhouse, dipstick in hand. What have we got here?
Well, Matt, on the surface, looks quite a nice car. Most people would be happy to spend £500-600 on it, I would imagine. But underneath, it's a death trap.
What precisely is wrong with it?
Okay, let's start off with the brakes. The front brakes are absolutely, totally gone. There's no lining left on the brake pads. They're metal to metal. They really are an accident waiting for somewhere to happen. Then we've got the seat belts. Well, that's quite serious. The seat belts don't operate properly, they don't unlock properly, and if the car was upside down in a ditch, the driver and passenger will be stuck in there and maybe drowned. And the clutch is just totally gone.
It sounds as though this car shouldn't be driven anywhere.
No, it's far too dangerous. I wouldn't drive it 100 yards.
Now, diesel weasels, once you have your car, you have to look after it. This means taking it to a garage or service centre and giving them money. In the case of the Clutch and MOT Centre Limited in Bolton, that might not be a good idea. Time to come up with a plan.
So we've got 4 cars. They're all Bolton bound and they've all got problems. What are those problems? Well, I'll leave that to Dame Martin Woodhouse to explain.
With 2 of these cars, there's nothing wrong with the clutches and there's nothing wrong with the transmissions. So what I'm going to do is introduce some air into the hydraulic system of both to make the clutch pedal feel a little bit spongy. All they will need is a quick 10-minute bleed out. Job done.
Absolute genius. That was like on Golden Pond. Thank you. Yeah. Look, this is how easy it is to bleed the air back out of the clutch. Very simple job, and it's the first thing any competent mechanic should do if you've got a spongy clutch. It certainly doesn't need a whole new clutch. So, the faults are set. Let's put those cars in.
Hello, Quick Centre.
Hello, can I put my car in for Thursday to have a look at my clutch?
What problem are you having with it?
It's my clutch pedal, it just feels sloppy.
I've just been here to check it. I'll look at it then.
Alright,
sir.
if it is clutch, what's the damage, what am I looking at?
Let's check it first, though, because it sounds like it could be an hydraulic problem. It'll be cheaper.
Fantastic. It sounds as if they know exactly what they're doing and have diagnosed the problem correctly. Let's see what they say when we take it in. Martin's watching too.
I called the other day, I got car booked in, have a look at my clutch at 10.
All right, yeah. What car is it?
A Hyundai Coupe.
Where is it?
It's found here. Just this one here. You have a real tight bite.
You took it off?
Yeah.
Go,
No, I don't think so.
Okay, he's testing the clutch properly. He's revving the engine up, dumping the clutch, and it's cutting out as it should do, which means that the clutch is not slipping.
Looking like no rubber ball in there.
It's slipping.
Yeah.
Great. So that's going to need a...
Nice right at the top, but the...
So that's going to need a...
Going to need a clutch, that, yeah.
Alright.
No, it doesn't need a clutch. He knows the clutch is not slipping, but he's still trying to sell you a clutch.
Next, we put the other car in with exactly the same problem. Will they diagnose this correctly?
What vehicle is this, sir?
It's a Honda Civic.
What exactly is it doing, exactly?
Just feel, I don't know if it's worn, if there's a cable going, I don't know. It's working, but it just feels a bit kind of, I don't know.
It's dubious on the pedal when you're pressing it down.
You know.
Right. What sort of reg is
Orange.
Carriage? Yes, so probably the cable one that I would have thought. Of course, there can be no problem with the clutch cable on this car because
There's no cable, it's hydraulic.
it's hydraulic.
This means the clutch is operated by fluid that moves under pressure. There are no cables. You would expect a clutch centre with 30 years experience to get that right. Let's take it in. Let's see what they say.
It's just, I just want the clutch looking at.
What's it doing?
It just feels like it's wearing, or I don't know if the cable's going or something. It just feels a bit fuzzy. It's working alright, just it feels like it's going.
Yeah, go at least.
Okay, he's just done the same stall test and it stalled immediately, meaning it doesn't need a clutch.
How many feet you've got now? It's more like the bearing wearing a bit.
Right, okay.
More like the bearing. No. Definitely not the bearing.
Is that easy to sort out though?
Well, it needs a clutch in the front.
These vehicles do not need a new clutch. Just look at the hydraulics, that's all you've got to do.
But they choose not to do that. Instead, both our cars will be coming out with new clutches that they don't need. We also put another 2 cars in, one for an MOT and one for a new clutch. Now they did those jobs without any problems.
Dan, you remember Abbey Manor Cars in Yeovil?
Of course I do, this sold us that dodgy Mondeo.
Yes, well, they also hire cars.
And?
It means we can prove our point without the expense of having to buy another motor car.
So we can just hire one.
You've got it.
We have to watch our pennies.
You know we do. Let's go.
We really do watch the pennies, garage sandwiches, and drive through if it's someone's birthday. That's all. Anyway, our Mondeo has been for an MOT and it's failed on 9 individual points. In fact, by selling the car in such a dangerous condition, Abbey Manor Cars have committed a criminal offence. Let's see what their hire cars are like.
What you after, mate?
I think it was Jerry the other day. Just said hire car until Monday.
Yeah.
He said, well, around 25 quid a day unless you got anything cheaper. 50 quid deposit, he said.
That's it, yeah.
Alright,
No worries, if you that silver Escort.
it's Escort here. Yeah, fine, whatever. Yeah.
Kev, check levels on that silver Escort, that's right higher.
Mate, it's 25 quid a day to hire the Silver Escort.
Well, let me check my
How
wallet.
much have you got in there?
15.
Okay, I've got a tenner.
Well,
Let's do it. Let's hire another one.
Yeah, let's do it.
We send in Michelle, who's part of our team.
Hi. Are you Pete? All right, I spoke to you yesterday about hiring a car. Yeah.
While waiting for the man in charge to arrive and sort the paperwork, we learn all about their finance deals.
Basically, you put a £200 deposit down, a month in advance, and then just pay it off like, I don't know, 25 quid a week.
When you say a lease, like hire lease thing, it's just with you guys.
It's a higher lease agreement with us. We do our own finance. We don't add interest and crap on it. It's a waste of time.
Surely for that you need
Consumer credit license?
That's right.
Yes, Dan, you do.
They don't have a licence, and it's a criminal offence to give credit without one. The man in charge arrives and gives us a lovely turquoise Micra for just £15 a day.
That one. Hey, cool colour.
Valuing our lives, both the hire cars go straight onto a low loader and then to Martin's place. These cars are filthy. You'd think they might have cleaned them first. Martin's going to have to get his hands dirty. Now remember, Abbey Manor have lots of cars available to hire, but these are the two cars they chose to give us. And they are plagued with problems.
It's so sharp, just slice your finger.
We put them both through an MOT and they both failed. There's a total of 17 different faults between them.
Should have been in the scrapyard a couple of years ago.
Martin, if you spend 15, 25 quid on hiring a car, you can't expect a luxury vehicle, can you?
Matt, money is not the issue here. Both these cars have been hired out in an unroadworthy and dangerous condition, and that is a criminal offence.
So what's wrong with them?
Okay, let's take the Micra here, for example. We've got a severely underinflated tyre. The suspension and steering are loose. They didn't have their split pins put back in after a repair job was done. The Escort, there's so much corrosion on it, it's fit for the scrapyard.
But if you want a quality car, you don't spend 15 or 25 quid to hire it, do you?
Yeah, but, you know, you can pay more, but you don't have to be driving this car for it to kill you. It could be coming along the other side of the road at you.
That's a good point. Thank you, Martin.
We've called in VOSA, the Vehicle and Operator Services Agency. Their job is to make sure that all the vehicles on the road are safe and good, and all the bad cars are taken off the road. VOSA have checked all 3 cars we got from Abbey Manor, and they're not impressed.
Mr. Voser man.
Hi, Matt.
You've had a look at our cars.
Yes, I have, Matt.
What do you make of them?
Well, I'm afraid they're in an unroadworthy condition, that we found several serious defects on them.
And what have you got here?
These are prohibition notices.
What does that mean?
That means you can't drive the vehicle on the road till the defects are rectified.
What could happen to me if I was caught driving a car in this condition?
Well, you could run the risk of prosecution.
Thank you very much, Mr. Voser man.
Thank you, Matt.
It's official. Those cars are bad.
What are we going to do with this silver car then, the Escort? Can't drive it, not on the road.
So we can chop the top off, make it into a beach buggy.
Or, I was thinking this, we could take the top off, yeah?
Yeah.
Put it in the garden and grow tomatoes in it.
That's not a bad idea.
About banger racing.
What's it gone, mate?
Did you lock it? Now that is what I call a compact family car. Come on, Dansky, take it back to Abbey Manor. Off we go. That's it. Beep, beep, beep. Vehicle reversing. Of course, there's no point me going in looking like this, because like this, I look like me. And then he might just say, "You're that bloke off the telly, go away." So I'm going to change into Jimmy
the East European worker. Let's go. It's not time Jimmy go do his thing, so I see you a little later. Goodbye.
We're taking 2 of the motors back to Abbey Manor Cars in Yeovil. This one has got to be on a trailer and pushed in, because Vosa have said we're not allowed to drive it.
It's not good to hire a car like this, I think.
No.
And the Escort, well, we crushed that one. That's Michelle again, and her non-specific East European mechanic friend, Jimmy. When I say the code phrase, "Hello, John, got a new motor?" the cameras will pop out. Now that's the top man, Pete Firth. He's the guy Larry Chapman dealt with.
Pete, it's the boss. When you confronted him, what happened?
Walked away, didn't want to know.
Right.
He just didn't want to know. He said it's your word against mine. Tell them they get lost. We've just cancelled the agreement.
So he told you to get lost.
Yeah.
Meaning that you lose the car and you also lose the money you've paid.
Exactly.
It's not great customer service, is it?
We just got the hire car back because it wasn't. My mate's a mechanic and he had a look at it and he just said there's loads of things problems with it.
Suspension is gone and the rear tire is not good. Is this weight like this or not? Should not to hire in the.
Leave it here then.
Yes, but it's not good to hire like
You're a
this.
mechanic, you'll mend it, you know.
No, but in my country not do like
What
this.
about your country, you know? And
No,
we don't do new cars.
But it's not a new car. It's not safe car.
Put a tire on it, you know. If it's no good, it's no good. No, we don't do new cars.
But
It's £25 a week, you know.
But I'm not doing new car. It's a safe car. Oh, John got new motor, right?
Pete, Matt Allwright from BBC Road Traders. How you doing? You all right, mate? How you doing? You all right?
What's like?
Well, just to talk about the 3 cars that we got off you, all of which are unroadworthy. One of which, as you can see here, this is the Escort, which is only fit for scrap, so that's what we did with it. But it seems like everything, certainly we've had out of here, is totally unroadworthy. It's not just us saying that, of course, because you'll be familiar with these. These are VOSA, Vehicle and Operator Services Agency, roadworthiness prohibition notice, you see. So that means they shouldn't be on the road at all. That's why we wheeled out the drivers, you'll see. And there's 3 of these, 1 for each of the cars that we had off you. It's no wonder that your customers aren't very happy with what they either rent or buy from you from this place.
I'll pack up trading them. Very simple.
When can you do it? Can you give me a date?
Yeah, pack up now.
But then what you tend to do is go into liquidation and then start up again.
No, I'll pack up.
Can you promise me you'll never, ever, ever trade again?
No.
You'll never. And can you give the money back to people? There's one gentleman in particular. You've got his car and his money. Can we have that back as well? Come on, we're on a roll now.
Just pack up.
No.
We're on a roll, yeah.
We're on a roll. You can really do some good.
It's no problem.
Can you go out of business tomorrow?
I can't do it tomorrow, you idiot. I've got a car full of yards, haven't I?
No, you've got a yard full of cars.
Yeah.
But if you could do it
I'll pack up.
as soon as possible, after you've handed money back to all the people
Come back
that we
in a
know
month and I'll not be here.
You won't. Where will you be?
I'll just retire. It's very simple.
You're going to just retire.
Yeah,
That's
I'll
it.
probably, do it tomorrow.
Shake me by the hand, because that's the
I'll
best
pack
news.
up.
That is the best news I've heard all day.
That's it. I'm packing up.
Brilliant.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Excellent result.
It is. It's really good.
I know. Fine.
Thanks very much.
That's it. You want to again?
Watch out for the car.
Yeah.
This one's parked. We are going to come back in a month, and if we need to, we'll have another chat.
Meanwhile, back at the Clutch and MOT Centre in Bolton, we're collecting the 2 cars with the hydraulic problem. Remember, neither of them needed a new clutch. They only needed the air draining out of the hydraulics. Martin's on hand too.
All right, come and pick up the Hyundai. The clutch has been done.
Yeah, 3 parts. Yeah.
3 parts.
Driven plate and bearing. Yeah.
Right. And my original clutch in there, that was shot to pieces with it.
If I remember correctly, I think it was Roland's one.
Yeah.
On its last legs, that's rubbish.
They've charged us £265 to change our clutch completely unnecessarily. All they should have done is drained the air out of the hydraulics and charged us about 50 quid. Next, it's time to collect the other car with the hydraulic problem.
That's good, didn't take long then. It's
229.
229. That's pretty knackered then, is it? That's it. You put a whole wheel in there.
Look, I just can't believe that these guys have changed 2 clutches unnecessarily.
Yet again, instead of just draining the hydraulics, they've now charged us £230 for another completely unnecessary clutch. So we were charged for pointless work on 2 out of the 4 cars we took in. It's now 4 weeks since we were last at Abbey Manor Cars. Boss Pete Firth said he'd be gone within a month, so we're back to check that all the cars are... Oh, they're still there. Pete's nowhere to be seen, but the other boss, Jerry, is.
Hello, Jerry, how are you?
Very good, thanks.
We're a bit confused, if I'm honest, because last time we were here, I had a chat to Pete, as you know, and he assured us that you'd be out of business, you'd have closed up.
What, within a matter of a week?
A month it was, because he actually said a month. Give me a month and this will be empty.
Yeah, well, as you can see, it's not empty.
No.
It doesn't earn a vast amounts of profit. Why are you trying to put something like that out of business?
Because the 3 vehicles that we looked at were really dangerous.
Yeah, but all the vehicles are checked to be sound. All the tyres are checked sound before they go out. All the oil and water is done.
But that doesn't explain the condition in which they came to us. The cars don't rust overnight. I mean, if you've got a car, if you've got a car that's, let me just finish, Jerry. Just 2 seconds.
I haven't finished.
Because
if you have a car that's MOT'd and it's 6 months
I'm
through
trying to
MOT,
explain
you've
to
got
you.
corrosion from salt on roads, acid weather. It's
When the
erosion.
car goes out from here in the morning, you are responsible for the condition of that car. And if you're not aware that you're responsible for that, then you really shouldn't be running this
We're
business.
aware of it.
If
We're
that
aware of
goes
it.
out,
The cars go out and the tyres are checked.
if the car goes out in an unroadworthy condition, then that's a criminal act. What you've done is a criminal act. And Jerry, I really appreciate you talking to me here, but if you're running a business, hiring cars out, you've got responsibility to the people that are hiring them and everybody else on the road to make sure that that's the case.
There's so many customers that are completely happy with what they found.
3 cars we took away. 3 cars.
Yeah.
And all 3 of those cars were unroadworthy when they were supplied to us.
Disagree with that. I must admit, I do disagree with that. It's not in our interest at all to send any vehicles out which are faulty.
That's what happened.
But now we're going to be more vigilant, so I can't say any more than that.
Okay. Well, thank you for talking to us,
Thank
Jerry.
you. Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
Meanwhile, the Clutch and MOT Centre Limited have been in touch. They strenuously dispute our allegations and say the work was necessary.
Cars may be cheap, but life isn't. Exactly. Your wheels are your responsibility, so whatever you're driving, make sure it's fit for the rush hour.
Not the crash hour.
Nice one, Dan. You're on fire today.
See ya! Next week, emergency call-out. The antique electrical component that makes our experts say this.
The consequences are unthinkable.
So we pop out for our own Antiques Roadshow.
Hello, David. How you doing?
Not bad.
And the rotten locksmith who fancies me rotten.
If you fancy it, Dave, why don't you phone me up? I'll see you.
It looks like. All right, mate.
See you then.